What's the difference between the Nike Air Max Tailwind 4, the Nike Air Max 95 and the Nike Air Max Plus? Is the question that I'm asking you guys today, and the question you're asking me is, why am I wearing a beanie indoors? And both questions will be answered today when we look at the Supreme Nike Air Max Tailwind 4 collaboration. So it's all about the Supreme times Nike Air Max Tailwind 4s today, and that's the first answer for the first question. Why am I wearing this beanie? It's because it's the only piece of Supreme clothing that I actually have. So here I am bringing you content with a beanie on, and it's kind of warm in here, but I'm going to stick it out to the end, and I'm not entirely sure if I can carry off this beanie look, but who cares? This isn't a fashion channel, it's a sneaker channel, and I want to bring you that information about that Supreme and Nike Air Max Tailwind 4 tie-up today. And that was the second question, the Tail Max, what on earth is a Tail Max? The Nike Air Max Tailwind 4s, the Nike Air Max 95s and the Nike Air Max Pluses. They're awful similar. We want to look at why and how those sneakers are a little bit different, and then have a look at these Supreme and Nike collaborations. So first, here's a quick screenshot of a Tailwind 4, or the Tailwind 4s that are coming up from Nike and the Supreme in the next couple of weeks. And then here's a 95. There's some subtle differences between the two, and then here's an Air Max Plus. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just quickly, for the next few seconds, I don't know, 20 seconds or something, I'll put each one of those screenshots on a 1 second rotation, and then you'll be able to see between the three some of the subtle differences between the Tailwind 4, the Pluses and the 95s, all Nike Air Max sneakers. But today it's all about having a look at that Supreme and that Supreme. I'm not going to say anything about mispronouncing my L's and R's, but that Supreme collaboration with Nike Air Max Tailwind 4. And having a look at this sneaker here, or these two sneakers, because it's not just one sneaker, it's two colorways that are dropping. But the first thing you notice about them is that they are much more subtle in their branding. The Supreme sneakers that have come out, I remember the Supreme 5s in particular, Jordan 5s, very sort of outlandish in their Supreme branding, or those the Scottie Pippen ones with that Supreme and massive lettering on the side. But this is much more subtle. You've got a red and white colorway, and you've got a black and blue colorway, and all throughout the branding of Supreme and the branding of Nike is very, very subtle and very discreet. We're going to be looking at that today, and we'll have a quick look at the upper on both of these sneakers. And the one major point on that upper is the black and the blue and the white and the red, is that the upper employs a sort of flecked texture, and I'm glad I managed to get that out in one go, a flecked texture sort of design. And you can see that you've got that solid dark color upper in the black ones with a sort of blue flecks throughout, and then with the other ones it's a red with the white in it as well. And I actually think they're both kind of subtle, especially when you think about it in terms of Supreme. And it is kind of interesting to see the black and the blue ones there as well, because Supreme is known for its red and white branding. So that's the two colorways we've got, both of them with that flecked textured upper, which I do think is subtle enough to be cool, but popping enough to be cool as well. Now let's have a look at that subtle Supreme branding on these sneakers. The first place we're going to look at is on the tongues of the sneakers, where you can see that the tongue has a sort of lace holder on there with the Supreme writing on it. Now on the red and white version of the sneaker, you've got that white lace holder or lace place holder with the Supreme written in black text across that. And then on the black and blue version, where you've got the black sort of leather of the upper, or the black materials of the upper, you've got the white writing where it says Supreme on the tongue. Now that effect is then repeated again towards the heel counter on both of the sneakers, and again it's a very subtle, just a little bit, you know, where it just says a small wording, small text, the word Supreme, and it's on that white upper with black Supreme writing on one version, on one colorway of these sneakers. But then on the black and blue version, you've got that black upper with the dark background, but with white writing that says Supreme on it. Now there are two places on these sneakers where the branding and the styling is actually the same, even though they're a different colorway, it's actually the same. The first place that we're going to look for that is on the insole, and if you have a look at the insole, it's a red insole with white writing on it. And again, it's very simple and there's nothing special about it. But what is surprising to me is that they didn't have two different insoles for the two different colorways. It would be very simple, in my opinion, to have the red and white that is there on both on the red and white version of these guys. But then on the black and blue, why couldn't they have had a black and blue or even black and white. White writing on black background, or white writing on blue background on that one. I don't know why they have the same insole on both pairs of sneakers, but very different uppers and very different accents on the outside. But that's their choice. But just to let you know that the insoles of both pairs of these colorways are identical in their in their red and white detailing. The other place that we're going to look is on the toe box and on the heel. You've got Nike branding, and it's very subtle. Again, tiny little hints to swooshes, and there's a tiny little circle on the heel on both of these guys, whereas it's on blue, it's a blue accent on the blue and the black ones, and then it's a red accent on the red and the white ones. And then on the toe box, you've also got that tiny little swoosh, and they've really obviously gone for a very big push towards subtlety on the branding on these sneakers and the design of these sneakers, which is kind of a surprise because Supreme is so hype and big and out there. But they've gone for a very subtle Supreme branding and very subtle Nike branding on these sneakers. And there you have it. That's my preview of the upcoming release of the Supreme x Nike Air Max Tailwind 4s, the two colorways that are dropping. I think they're going to drop and be sold out very quickly. I don't think there's so much hype in 2019 for the 2018 brands. I don't think Bape, I don't think Supreme. Is anybody else? Can't think of anyone off the top of my head. Off-White, that was the one I was looking for. I'm not sure if there is as much hype behind them. I think they've sort of reached the end of their hype run, and they're still going to sell out. No doubt they're still going to sell out, and they're still going to be interested in them. But I think the hype is sort of waning a little bit in those brands, and it'll be interesting to see who takes their place and which brands are going to come in, and that crossover between street fashion and sneakers, and see which brands and which hype is going to be the next big thing. I haven't noticed anything yet, but I might be wrong. There might be something just around the corner that is going to be the next big thing. For now, it's time for me to check off and say thank you for checking in. I can finally get this beanie off the top of my head. In fact, I am going to take it off right now. Yay! Wow, that was hot. But it is the only piece of Supreme apparel that I own, so I thought it would be fitting to wear that today. It's time for me to sign off and thank you guys out there for checking in. I really appreciate it as we grow this channel. It is a relatively new channel, just a couple of months old, but we are growing and getting bigger. Every single day we get subscribers, 5 or 6 subscribers a day. I want to grow that number and get the channel as big as possible. All that's left for me to do is to sign out and say thanks for checking in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button because I bring you daily content. Tomorrow it's going to be those Adidas 4Ds again. They're dropping another pair of the ZX 4000s. This time it's called the Onyx colorway. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you've checked in with Tokyo Butter 23 so you get your daily sneaker content. But for today, I thank you for checking in, and I'll make sure that I'm going to see you guys tomorrow.